What's happening, fishers? Dean from Untraceable Fishing, here again with Don from Balmoria Fishing Tackle, and welcome to Tackle Tuesday. So Don, I see a huge variety of rods, reels, hooks, even lures on the table, all branded with Adrenaline. Can you tell us something about Adrenaline?
Yeah, we're going to look at an overview of the Adrenaline product range tonight, and it should be quite interesting. But before we dive into that, our lucky draw winner from last week for sharing on our Facebook page is Kums Naidu. 5 rolls of Arity nylon leader will be on the way to you.
Awesome, well done, Kums. Enjoy that stuff.
Okay, you know, Adrenaline is a proudly South African brand. They cover a huge range of tackle. I think all of us have fished with some Adrenaline product, be it a throw net or a nylon, or even their tools, their last dingle dangles. So it's a pretty well-known budget product. And it's sometimes nice to look at the stuff that is really affordable. Yeah. And a lot of it's actually pretty good as well. So pretty good value. Just starting off with here, these are entry-level reels from them. And any idea how much a cheapie would cost you there?
I wouldn't even know where to guess. Like, listen, a cheap reel, I don't think anything under $500. Is that possible?
Yeah, they start from $299, $399. They are not going to last you 5-10 years of fishing every weekend. But for a guy getting into the sport, if you want to buy your teenager or 10-year-old his first proper reel and you're on a tight budget, or if you're being kindly, you want to give your gilly something. What a place to start. And they do catch fish.
Yeah, something that can still
certainly, work. The guys have been saying they've got a wonderful little...
Yeah, that thing sounds...
When the drag runs on this thing, you know...
Nice little ring there, eh?
You know you're in business there. It almost sounds like a ghost ring.
Almost there.
Almost there. But bear in mind, a budget reel can still catch fish. They're generally not quite as strong, and they're not quite as durable. But for a lot of guys who fish once a year, coming down holidays and that, and you haven't got any saltwater gear, ideal place to start. Or if you're on a tight budget, you can still catch fish.
Perfect reel. Can I butt in there quickly? Also, another thing, even if you've got a good reel, and you're looking for, if I go away holiday, 3 or 4 weeks fishing, I want a second reel to take with. I might run a bearing on my good quality reel. I've just got that peace of mind backup. I can go spend $300, leave it in my fishing box in case I do need a reel. I've got something to fish with. Absolutely.
Actually, any serious session, I tend to take a
second reel, 100%.
Just so I've got something on there as a backup. Okay, the reason we're focusing tonight on Adrenaline is they've got a couple of nice, exciting new products. And the first one is this reel on this side. Have you checked out the name yet?
I've seen the name on the box. I would never have guessed the name, and it's called the Bliksem.
Yeah, it's an Adrenaline Bliksem V2. So I can Bliksem you twice.
I like the sound of that.
Okay. The previous Bliksem, one of South Africa's most popular carp fishing reels. A lot of guys have also used them in saltwater. They're ideal for if you're running live baits or fish with spotties and that. You want your line to run before you...
Let the fish run up before you set the hook.
Absolutely. What's quite cool on all bait casters, they have a little catch here. You can preset your drag, so it's free spooling. And then as soon as you turn...
It engages.
Your drag engages. They're surprisingly smooth.
I did have a feel of it earlier and it felt quite good.
Full metal construction, metal spool. Comes with a spare metal spool as well.
Oh, really?
And solid. I mean, for a budget reel, pretty solid. And Adrenaline is a proudly South African company. So like support and spares and that kind of thing, the guys look after you pretty well.
All readily available.
It's a decent product. Pairing with that, they've got a wonderful new Bliksem Evo rod. They've finally gone into a top-of-the-range carp fishing rod.
I think that's the middle one, yeah?
I think we're the middle one, yeah.
That's it.
We're going to haul it out the bag now, guys. But well worth looking at. The 12-foot's got a phenomenal action, nice stiff. I think it's rated for 4 pound, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they got the test curve.
Which is your lifting or weight curve as such. But beautiful finish. And one of the finer rods I've felt. I don't even consider them a nice drop shot rod.
Yeah, talking about that, when drop shot really started getting going, before you could get your 11-foot drop shot rods, used to come in 8-foot, 9-foot, battle to find the longer rods. I actually fished with one of these. We got one, we cut the butt down shortly, and it worked beautifully. Also a spinning rod for shad. Beautiful rod to use. You
know, the carp rods, a lot of them, unfortunately, haven't got quite enough backbone. So if you hook something really big, you struggle. But a lot of them now, there's like this, the quality of the carbon is definitely improving.
Yeah.
We're seeing they have got a little, still got a soft tip, but a little more backbone on the bottom. And there is no greater casting rod.
Oh no, that casting costs miles.
That long butt, if you can live with it, it costs miles. This thing will outcast a 15-foot Evo.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty much designed for casting more than for playing fish.
Yeah, absolutely. Casting machines. And spare with something like a 50 size Blixen there, you've got a lovely carp setup. Correct. But guys, if you do own that kind of rod and you'll bring it down the coast, yeah, you can get away with it, eh?
100%.
Absolutely. And then the other new lineup we've got from them is the Modularis rods. The Modularis rods have been around for about a year and a half, 2 years now. I must admit, when I first saw them, I wasn't blown away. My initial impressions were a really heavy rod, which is quite dead, and it had these wonderful Fuji guides, and it's cheap, but it didn't really excite me.
Not the same. The first time I picked it up, the first time I picked it up was a couple of days ago. I've heard about it. Also felt heavy in my hands. It felt a little bit chunkier than what I'm comparing it to a 3-ounce 11-foot rod. Yeah. Until I read the rating, I was thinking it's up to 5 ounce.
Yeah. Yeah. What they've done very recently now, they've actually finally got 10, 11 foots. They used to only have them in, I think, an 8 foot, and then extra heavy. So like, you're talking about a 2 to 5 ounce rod. Yeah. Maybe even plus. Yeah. And a lot of guys have started using that for like your yellowtail. They're throwing big stuff in there. They're trying to target a really large fish in a spinning outfit. Places like Gabon, Angola, Mozambique, throwing those big plugs for the GT in the surf or from a boat.
Right, yeah.
They're looking for monster fish, and for the money, wonderful reel winch, nice and solid, good quality carbon, certainly fantastic. But I found the new ones like the 11 foot and the 10 foot, they've just softened out that whole curve now. It's a longer rod, being the same rating now. It's not quite as broomsticky.
Yes,
it's got a little more flick to it.
On the end.
And they've also brought out an extra heavy range, which is like a 1 to 3 ounce, maybe 1 to 4 ounce, a little bit of a push. And those are amazing rods. And guys, a lot of them below $1,000, so tremendous value. Yeah, they've also brought out, I think it's a 7 and an 8 foot as well.
Correct.
I think also a 1 to 3 ounce type range, and really lacquer river type rods. If you want to go for like carbon for the boats,
maybe with a live bait or something.
Absolutely,
like you mentioned
something a little more lifting power. A lot of the river rods the guys use are really light.
There want to be bass rods and stuff the guys
are
pretty much using.
And if you hook into a monster, you can struggle to lift that. Get a big skate or something like it on. It's the kind of rod you want. It's got a good deal of backbone, good components.
Got some nice grips on it too.
Absolutely.
You can put some power through it.
You can winch on these pretty hard. So the Modularis range, all on special at the moment. Solid deal for the money, guys. Can highly recommend them. Just looking at the rest of the range briefly, they do a couple of wonderful multiplier reels for your old school boys. The X-Masters are based on your older Shimano's. The size 50 should be coming into stock shortly again, they say.
Cool.
But for a lot of guys fishing the smaller ones with the level wind, ideal river setup. Again, for live baits. Yeah. Pull out your livey there, leave it on ratchet, go to sleep.
Sit back and enjoy it.
Absolutely. With a spinning one, you run out and you suddenly got to tighten drag and strike. It's just not quite as efficient as a job.
Correct.
And they certainly hold a lot of mono.
Yeah, you're not going to get cleaned out in too much of a hurry.
Not too easy. Yeah. And can handle big fish. Yeah. For those of you also, quite a nice little point in the handles are purchasable separately. So if you've got an older Shimano or Daiwa and you're looking to replace a handle, can't find spares, they also sell the Adrenaline handle, which is quite a lacquer one as well. Very good value. We briefly mentioned the accessories they stock. They do an amazing range of lures. I really enjoy their top waters. They walk the dog. I've fished with quite a lot. It does work. Spotties are quite hard to catch on them in our local areas, but nice, easy action on the walk the dog. Very realistically priced. Like a third of what a...
Yeah, I was quite blown away with their price.
Yeah, I think starting from like $69, guys. So really good deal. And amazing range of colors.
And also fitted with, as you showed me earlier, those VMC hooks.
Yeah, they've got VMC hooks, so nice sharp trebles. Certainly well worth having a couple in your lure tackle box. I wouldn't say they'd be my everyday go-to because I don't do too much walk the dog.
Yeah.
But for the guys that do, they love them.
Yeah, you can buy 1 or 2, throw them in, and you know you are covered if needed.
Absolutely. And mates of mine got a 24 kg carbon use, so they are strong and they handle pretty well. They also do an amazing range of dangles in all sorts of sizes, and they've got the red and the pink for the guys doing dingle dangles. They also do a range of mono as well. Quite a few accessories like hook sharpeners, straps, and that kind of thing. Adrenaline covers a very wide product range.
Very broad-based.
And decent stuff. I've got an Adrenaline throw net myself. Used it for a couple of years now, zero issues. Nice little nylon net, well priced.
Yeah.
Certainly good product for the money, yeah.
Yeah, something if you want to throw in your bag, especially if you're netting between the rocks and stuff, you don't have to go spend thousands of rand on the net. It's going to get nicks and tears. So
yeah,
perfect.
You know, easy on the pocket, decent product.
Correct.
I think that's pretty much summarizing a lot of the Adrenaline brand. Where they do stand out to me lacquer is their circle hooks. They come in a red, more anti-corrosion finish as well as a black finish. This has become my go-to.
One of my favorite hooks.
That little 3.0 is an amazing hook, guys. It's quite cheap, like sub 30 bucks. You get 10 hooks. The larger ones are a little pricier, but you always get 10 hooks in the pack, not just 5 or 4 or 3 sometimes. What I like about them, they've got a really thick shaft. So if you hook into a silver or a decent sized fish, you're not just going to straighten out on you. Pretty sharp as well, and I don't even snell my circles. I'm a very lazy guy. The way I prepare my baits, I don't dig a snell. Yeah, I like to slide my little squid strip up a little bit. Okay. Snell just doesn't do
work for that. Correct.
And what I like about the 3.0 is I've nailed blacktail on these. Yeah, like 30 centimeter blacktail, cast for cast, and yet I've also got 10 kg cob on them.
Oh, nice! It's a big variety of fish on the
same.
Literally,
I've got a nice 10 kilo cob going straight through the gill plate. Yeah, so sharp as hell. Sharp as hell. And for the money, especially fishing rocky areas and that, look, it's not my trophy live bait hook. I'd say it's maybe a bit thick for going for those fine liveys there. I might choose a BKK like you guys love in that. But for in the bricks, all-rounder, certainly well worth looking at. Our lucky draw prize this week, guys, there'll be 5 packs of these. Nice. So just call us a share on the video, and we'll hook you up with some Adrenaline hooks to try.
Okay, guys, thanks, Don, for a nice overview of the Adrenaline product range. So anyway, guys, there you have it. I'm sure you can check out their website as well. They've got a huge variety of things. Carp fishing, I was blown away. I sat there for over an hour, blown away by the amount of different products they do. But I see they also have some bigger, longer boys next to me.
So they've got a very strong freshwater side of things. The carp fishing is very much Adrenaline. They actually do some amazing little bass rods in them as well. They also do some rock and surf rods. Pretty well spec'd. You're getting good quality guides throughout on them. Good quality carbon as well. For the guys on a tight budget, worthwhile looking at. 100%. If you say you can't afford a 3,000-4,000 rand rod, there are some pretty good rods you can fish with that'll give you the similar kind of class range.
Also, the nice thing, I looked at their eyes and stuff. They're using Fuji eyes, really strong eyes. They've all got double-seated eyes.
Absolutely.
So if you've got a new come into fishing where he's still a bit clumsy with his rod banging on the rocks, still a bit rough. It's not a top range, highly compressed rod. If you bump the rocks, it's going to snap or anything like that, like your very light rods are. And the eyes, if you're bumping them indoors and things like that, you're not going to lose eye.
And you know, like they might not be fitted with bionic finger, but that can be fitted as standard afterwards. I know there are some new lines coming from the guys, so we should see a bit of development in that rock and surf range as well. But you can fit an aftermarket, or you can fish with a glove. Yeah. So certainly Adrenaline. If you haven't used an Adrenaline product yet, I'd suggest giving them a try. And so far, yet to be disappointed, guys.
Well, that's it, guys. Thanks, Don, for giving us a nice overview of the Adrenaline fishing tackle range. I've learned quite a bit out of it. I'll definitely be looking at 1 or 2 of the other products. I'm a big fan of their red circle hooks. Some of my better fish have come out on them. So those are in my tackle box currently, but we'll definitely be looking at some other things in the range. Anyway, guys, for those of you who haven't subscribed, please go check out our YouTube channel and Traceable Fishing. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll see you all next week
for
Tackle Tuesday.